What's going on, guys? Chris Avery here. Subconscious control, desire to inspire. Let's grow better together. I have a topic. One of the topics I love is self-talk. This is going to kind of tie in. It's about building belief. And this shirt means a lot. It says, I'm the one. And I think we all have to decide in our life what we want to be the one about. One thing I feel and desire in my heart to do is inspire others, inspire myself, become better every day. And so you guys all need to decide what I am the one means to you. It doesn't mean cockiness, it means confidence, belief in yourself. And so I want to tell you the story behind this and why it means so much. So Wes Brown, one of the best motivational speakers still alive, check him out, go on YouTube, all kinds of free stuff, incredible stuff that'll inspire you, change your life, change your mindset. He had a twin brother, and they called him DT. Les Brown was DT. He was the dumb twin. He was in special needs classes. He met this great teacher, Mr. Washington, in high school. Mr. Washington helped him through classes and helped him realize that he should not accept anything negative that other people tell him about himself. Just like you shouldn't take anything when negative people tell you something bad about you. Don't believe that. Belief in yourself. So he's in the back of this auditorium, right? He's getting bad grades. It's his junior year. Senior class is about ready to graduate. Mr. Washington's up on stage, and he's talking to the senior graduating class. And he gives this great address. And Les Brown, skipping class, because, he was a little depressed because he was doing bad in school, stands in the back, sneaks in, and gets to see Mr. Washington up there. He hears what he's saying. He hears what he's saying to the senior class, and he gets a good feeling from something Mr. Washington says. And he shares that the senior class, there's people out there that have the ability to change the world, and they have the greatest opportunity to become the one. And that makes a huge impact. And so the senior class, the speeches are ending and people are leaving the auditorium, and Mr. Washington's walking off stage, and Les Brown runs up there and he yells out, Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington turns around. They look at each other and they have this feeling. And Les Brown says, Mr. Washington, I heard what you said. Do you think I could be the one? Do you think I could be the one? Mr. Washington says, son, I think if you want to go out and do something big, you can be the one. Anyways, Mr. Washington turns back around, starts walking again. And Les Brown says, Mr. Washington, he says, what is it, son? And he goes, I am the one. I am the one. Fast forward. So I always get emotional about that part. Fast forward, he stays in touch with Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington getting quite a bit older, and he's getting ready to pass. By this time, Les Brown's a great, huge, big motivational speaker. And he goes to meet him. And Les Brown walks in the room, and he sees Mr. Washington, and they say hello to each other, and he walks over to him, and he grabs Les Brown's hand, and he says, son, you're right, you were the one. You were the one. And so that's the reason it's important to have belief in ourselves, become the one, whatever you want it to be. I was reading this book called Magic in Thinking Big, and it talks a lot about belief. And most of us go through life, if we want to start a business or we want to go to the gym, right? We want to be healthier, eat healthier. We have some activities. We want to ask that girl out. We want to be more social in situations. We don't have belief in ourselves. And so in the book, it talks about people that are doing business. And he says the difference between somebody that's successful in business and fails in business is simply belief. That the people, when you listen to them talk, the ones that have the businesses that fail, they said, well, I didn't know if it was going to work anyways, and I was going to give it a try, and, I didn't believe really completely in myself anyways. And the people that were successful always believed that no matter what, they'd keep working at it, and they became successful. So this leads me to turning your desire, because we all have desire, and if you don't have desire, go back and look at some of the goals you had as a kid, as you've been growing up, because we all have something inside us, right? We all have something we want to be the one about. And let's look and write that down, what we have desire, and let's turn it into action. And so another part in a book that I was reading called Super Brain, they talk about one of the biggest things that is the difference between somebody that's very successful and isn't, is what they focus on. And so it's so important for you to start doing the small things, right? We all want this big result at the end, but it all starts with these small steps, and then encompassing in our mind and focusing on those small successes. So let's just say you want to go to the gym, and most people are like, oh man, like, oh, I'm 30 pounds overweight. I want to go to the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week, no problem. And that's great. I think that's great. We should all shoot for that goal. Oh man, I want to eat healthier. That's awesome. And you should have those goals. And let's achieve those. But let's start with small actions. So instead of saying, oh, I went to the gym, I want to go to the gym 6 days a week, and you don't go at all, now you feel like a failure. Now you're dwelling on those bad things. Let's take our gym clothes, put those in a gym bag, or put them in our car, right? That's a small step we can do right now. Let's do that for 2, 3, 4, 7 days, whatever you need. It gets you into action, right? It gets you that small victory. Next week, you go, you drive it, you just go into the gym parking lot. You park, you get out of the car, you walk in. Oh yeah, there are people in the gym. Cool, all right. There are other people here. That's cool, all right. So that's a small success. Get back in your car. I'm not even saying go work out. Next week, go check in. Boom, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm here to work out. I'm here to work out. You just walk around, look around the gym. Cool, there are weights, there's people, and then leave. That's a small victory, and let's dwell on those. Let's start the small steps. Let's start dwelling on those, not the things we're not doing. So, one more thing that I think is hugely important is giving away our power. Most of us do it so much. We say, oh man, I want to eat healthier. Oh man, I want to watch less TV. Oh man, I want to go on that bike ride. And then all we tell ourselves is, I do too much of this negative thing that we don't want to be doing. Oh, I'm not doing this. And I think the important thing, and I know the important thing from my own experience, is taking power back for myself. And that's by simply looking at, I have a choice in this. It's not this thing that has control over me anymore, because now I realize I'm choosing to watch too much TV. I'm choosing not to eat as healthy as I can be. I'm choosing not to go to the gym as much as I want. And when you realize that that thing doesn't have control over you because you have a choice, now that's where you can interject your choice into this, take back the power, and start making the right choices. And start dwelling on those small things. And I think there's a huge thing. I was watching or listening to a YouTube video from Matthew McConaughey, right? Huge actor, Oscar winner. Everybody knows who he is. Sweet guy, right? Everybody wants to hang out with him. He seems like that cool guy you want to drink a beer with. Anyways, go hang out with, go do some safari stuff with, because he's wild and crazy like that. Probably, everybody says he has, we won't discuss that. Anyways, he talks about that he always wanted those accolades, right? He wanted the review people to write good things about him. He wanted an Oscar. He wanted that successful film. And then he stopped and he looked and he realized it wasn't about the result, right? We all want that result. It's about the action. And he realized that when he took the action and realized the achievement was actually just going and making the movie. It wasn't getting any accolades. It wasn't getting all this praise. It was about taking the action to make the movie. That was where the success was. It was the small steps. And these small steps of acting, getting better, getting bigger parts, doing it over and over, sitting there every day going I am successful. I'm working on this. I made this. I'm focusing on a small success instead of dwelling on the things he wasn't doing, the accolades he wasn't getting. Led him to be an Oscar winner. Led him to be a multimillionaire from making film. And that's what we all want. We all want to become the one in whatever we want. And I just want to leave you guys with one action step today. Whatever it is, the action step can be deciding what you want to be the one about. Because that's the first step. And once you figure that out, The next step is that small step, right? Putting the gym clothes in, putting something in a Tupperware tonight, so that way when you wake up tomorrow and you want to eat something healthy and you're like, well, I don't have time, I got to run out of the house, I got to get to work, ooh, cheeseburger, yeah. Man, put some vegetables, some fruit in a Tupperware tonight before you go to bed. That way you can grab that in the morning when you're running out. Now you can have some broccoli, now you can have an apple. Then you can have a little bit of that better health. Then you can go like, man, I was successful today. I had a little bit of that better health. And then tomorrow you can do it over again and do it over again until that becomes natural. And then you can escalate it up. And then you can take those small steps, because it's like the famous quote is, right? How to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Let's not worry about the results, because the results aren't important. It's the action that gives us belief. And the more action we have towards what we want, that desire, the more belief we'll have. Anyway, guys, I love you. Subscribe, comment below. Tell me what you're getting out of these videos. Tell me what I can do better. Tell me what you want me to cover if I'm not covering it. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Keep watching. You'll find something you love. Anyways, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.